6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Away with Verse, the podcast. It's your girl, Bree Story.
It's A Tati.
And it's MJM Kid.
Yes, it is. We're here. We are in the throes of the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that just an evergreen conversation around this time is forgiveness.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that after these messages. Let's break some ice first. Oh, no, let's do some call to action. Please make sure that you are sharing this episode and any other ones that you kind of like fuck with. Randomly, I decided to listen to the read from the beginning.
Whoa.
Saying that to say, why don't you go back to 2016? 16 and listen to one of our older episodes. They're horrid, but it'll be fun. So do that and share it with some folks that you give a fuck about. In addition to that, just all of the regular rating, reviewing, commenting. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a silent listener. Use not just your ears, but also your voice and your clickety clacks and say some stuff.
That's good.
And we appreciate that. And also, I still haven't figured out what to do about the emails on yaymash.com. So if you want to be a member of our newsletter, please reach out to me either via brianna@yaymash.com or askaway.with.words@gmail.com with your email address. And that's it. Like, if you just send me an email and just be like newsletter, I'll know what you mean and I'll put you on the list until I figure out, thank you so much, until I figure out how to make that do what it's supposed to do.
Do what it's supposed
Now let's break some ice.
Before we break ice,
Can I ask a question about the ice? What shape is the ice that we're breaking today? You know how they got all these different molds now? Different ice molds?
I didn't know.
Really?
Ice
God.
molds?
Molds.
Oh, molds.
Yes.
I always think homes are cool that have the big balls. And like if somebody hands me
That's
a
like for
glass and they have
cocktails.
somebody hands me a glass in their personal home and it has a big ball of ice in the middle, I'm like, oh, you're fancy.
I got my brother one of those molds for Christmas one year.
Really?
So if you go to my brother's house, he'll
Does
probably
he
give you one.
use it?
We have 2 upstairs.
Oh,
Do you?
Definitely.
That's
awesome.
wild because you've never given me a ball
Never
of ice.
offered.
Never.
Never
Never,
offered.
it's never filled with water.
Oh.
And we only take shots pretty much in this house.
Unfortunately.
I would like it with juice.
Okay,
I would-
great news.
I would
I'll
like
keep
it
them
with
filled
some
if you want them, so whatever.
I love it.
So whatever. Thank you.
Oh,
for
I was
that.
going to say quick thing before I break the ice
Oh.
is because I was dedicated to looking up what was the last Versus battle because I really wanted to know. And it was the Omarion and
I thought
Mario.
so. I thought so. With like Sammy and all them.
When was
Because
that?
that's when they had opening acts. Like the opening was
Ray
Ray
J.
J and Sammy and
I
Bobby
spared
Valentino.
myself.
Ray J, Sammy and Bobby Valentino and Pleasure P.
Pleasure.
They
the
all
P.
battled each other, and then the big one was Omarion.
That was
and
a
Mario.
Scream Tour concert. Like,
Yeah.
come on now.
That
You
was
feel me?
had the potential.
That was the last one, and that
Really?
was in 2022, the summer of
Oh, but
2022.
they was on tour then, for
Year and a
real, in
half
real
ago.
life.
So, okay, pretty nice. What is the weirdest thing you have ever eaten?
Weird. To like societal standards, I guess. I mean, I eat everything. I eat things. I'll order things at a restaurant, and I'll undoubtedly be with someone who will be like,
Oh,
"Like you eat octopus tentacles?" Like, yes, of course I do.
That's
But like
good.
that's not weird to me. Like
man, that's
oysters,
good.
like
I
raw
love
stuff, like
oysters.
none of that is weird to me.
that has to be the weirdest. for me.
But maybe that's not weird either. But like I've had alligator before. That's probably like the
I was
most.
thinking that too.
I mean, I eat chitlins.
I don't think
so.
that's weird.
Like
I don't think that's weird. It's
It
gross.
is weird.
yeah, I was
I
saying,
don't
that's what I'm
think
saying.
it's
Like I don't
weird.
really.
It's not like out of the box to hear it.
Right.
It's just that I think it's nasty.
I eat the entire pig personally, but
That's crazy as hell.
the whole thing from the rooter to the tutor, as they say. But yeah, I guess alligator or like octopus, which none of that stuff is even like somebody somewhere is like, bitch, step your weight up. Are you stupid?
Would you
haven't
eat
done anything.
like deer?
Would I? Yeah.
And
I would eat all things if
what's another
prepared in a way
animal?
that's like cool.
you know,
Clean.
in theory, I thought that I wouldn't mind eating duck. Like I
Oh, I love
always was
duck.
like, I had just never had any, but I was always like, yeah, like I would
Yeah.
try it. Like I never thought anything of it. And then one time I was at my grandma's house and she was like, oh, like I made some duck, and I was like, oh, you did? Like okay, I was like, I'm gonna try it. I could not try it.
Oh, you couldn't
What is wrong
try
with you?
it.
No, like
Was it
like,
shaped like a duck?
no, but something in my mind was blocking me. Once I was like actually presented with the option, I was like, Donald? Like, no.
Oh, God.
That's hilarious.
And I couldn't do it.
One of my favorite things, I feel like I've probably said it on this podcast before. I say it all the time. I say it at least once a quarter. A meal that I will never, ever forget. It was 2014, I believe. I was in New York. And I went to a place. It was called Chapter One. It was a brunch place. And I had a duck hash from there that was
Oh yeah, you just said that.
delectable. I think about it so much.
When are we going back?
Oh, so good.
I'm so scared.
I love duck. I get duck in my I get duck in in my favorite noodle dish at the Thai restaurant by my house. Every time I get drunk and noodle, I get it with duck.
Would you eat
I love duck.
shark?
I'm certain.
Yes.
For sure.
Oh my gosh.
Why not?
You
I would
guys
eat
are
anything
crazy.
I would eat anything that is presented to me as edible. You know?
Not
like
anything.
this is to be eaten. Yeah, I would try anything. There's only a select amount of things that I genuinely don't like. I have a pretty open palate.
Okay.
I'm super thankful for that, actually.
I am a
love
very safe and cautious eater. I don't think I eat a lot of things. I don't. I don't think I try like a lot of things. But so the only thing that I eat that could be considered, I think, as weird would be squid. But that's only because I eat calamari.
Exactly.
Oh.
And I honestly never looked at that as weird until I recently was looking at videos of squids
Come on, girl.
and seeing them move in real time.
Yeah, animals live before we eat
Like
them.
I was like, but it's not that they, because like I see chickens and cows and stuff, but it's like
Love a
the
chicken.
form
Love
of
a
a
cow.
squid, like how they move, how their body. Like I was like, oh, like I'm
Tentacles.
eating that, okay. But so that's the probably the weirdest thing, because I'm thinking of
Yeah. What are you
like
thinking of?
being in the wild, or like where we have to catch things and kill it to survive.
That'll never be me.
That a squid would not be the thing. If I saw it in real life, it would not be the thing that I'd be like, yeah, fry that up. You know?
I mean, I think you would if it was based on survival. But if we were just like, we're going glamping, like let's see what we can fetch, but it wasn't like you're gonna starve if you don't.
no, I
under
mean
those
like the
conditions, you
people
probably
that
eat anything you
initially
can catch.
found out
They're
that
kinda slow.
octopus and squid and stuff was edible. Like I think
Yeah.
like, fish. Sure. You
Yeah.
know, or
But there
that
are
deer
billion types
or
of
that,
fish.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like sure, but seeing
That
that,
deer.
it looks
Yeah.
so strange.
You're like, yeah.
I'd be like, not that one.
I'm gonna take that one out.
Like I wouldn't even want to touch it.
The wiggly one.
How would you even ew? How would you
Slimy.
grab
You
it?
can handle that.
Be slimy.
He would slip through your fingers.
It's a
Not if you
he.
got on gloves.
Where are the
If I
gloves
have on
coming from?
gloves-
We're foraging.
If I have on gloves, it won't slip through my fingers.
You
It
gotta
may be-
catch them.
He has no bones.
Squeeze.
You gotta squeeze.
He'll just seep out like goo.
Not if you grip hard enough.
Ooh, gotta grip
Gotta
hard
be
enough.
tense. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten, McGee?
Probably dick. No, I'm just kidding. No.
That's so good. That's so
I
good.
wanted Tati's reaction so bad.
Wow.
That was awesome. I love that. Make
No,
sure you-
probably some oysters or something.
It was how deliberate. It was how deliberate
dare
and
you.
quick you said it.
It was.
Probably dick. Like,
Oh, I love dick. That's awesome.
have you ever had oyster
Dick?
dressing?
Yes, my grandmother does an oyster dressing every year
Do you
for
like
the
it?
How does
Thanksgiving.
that happen?
It's
Wow.
good. Actually, I made an oyster dressing for Easter a couple years ago.
Did I have some?
I don't know that you did.
Damn, I would have tried it.
It was like like a date thing. Like me and my ex, we were just trying like different types of recipes,
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
was like, I want to try oyster dressing because that's what my grandma be making. My step grandma. It's lovely. I love it. It's really good.
I just saw it on TikTok.
I did my
today.
dressing with smoked turkey this year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the only way I know how to do it.
I typically don't put meat, put a protein in my dressing.
Yeah, me neither.
I just.
But if
smoked
I
turkey
were
this
to,
time.
it would
Yeah, it'll be like
always probably
chicken,
be a
roast chicken
or
with
a
turkey. Yeah. Simple stuff. Cool. Let's check in.
Yeah.
I'll go. Physically, I am like so mucusy. It's absolutely disgusting.
I think I am too.
Emotionally, physically, I'm also real tired, and my pits are so sweaty. Emotionally, I don't know. You know?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, like I don't know. My attention is currently on. I think I would like. I want to do research on what an exorcism actually entails, because I think I would like to be exorcised. I would like an exorcism, and a spiritual cleansing. So that's what my attention is currently on.
All right.
And
Exorcisms, are they for more than like? My only knowledge of what an exorcism means, like
to release a demon.
to get a demon.
Yeah,
And you feel like you have a demon?
of sorts. Spiritually, I'm feeling possessed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she started walking down the stairs backwards.
No, that's scary.
That's just movie stuff, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I mean, hey, some people say
Let's
those
say-
things happen in real life.
The demons walk among us in much normal forms in real life.
Isn't The Exorcist based off of a true story?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't
The
know,
original-
I don't know
Scary for
anything
me.
about that stuff.
I
But
think
no, it's
that's
not
based
far
on-
fetched.
I
mean,
think that's based off of a true story.
yeah. No, we do voodoo around here. I know those things do happen, but I mean, the real demons are, you know, the teachers and the doctors and the, like, you know, just normal everyday folks.
Yeah. Physically, I'm exhausted.
Exhausted.
What is that?
This sometimes.
My stomach is tight.
It's tight. Is that
From working out?
pleasure or like?
It feels full.
Got it.
I did just eat
Yeah.
No.
some leftovers, so I'm just
Baby.
full and tired.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
that food is heavy.
I can't do it. I'm done
It's
with it now.
so heavy, and I ate it this morning. And as soon as I literally took my last bite, I was like, This was not the meal to start with. It was not. It was such
Just
a.
start the
It just felt like
day.
such a poor choice after it was done.
Not if you gotta leave and like
was
continue
awful.
doing stuff. That's like a good
Yeah.
meal to
It's
eat
so
and you're chilling.
good. Yeah, it's so good. But yeah,
I
continue.
just don't want any more of that for the rest of the year. So
Yeah.
emotionally,
much of
I
it.
don't know.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. You know,
My attention is actually on. I just gotta get my shit together. Just be. It's just a lot going on.
I love
My
that.
attention is on me.
Yeah, me.
And spiritually, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
No, yeah.
Just tell me what to say.
Yeah, no.
Just tell you what to say.
Yes, I don't know right now.
I understand this so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So
Tots
physically,
my
I am
gots.
tired and mucusy as well.
Yeah, so much mucus and tiredness.
I keep clearing my throat. It's so annoying. Emotionally, emotionally, I am worried.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
for sure.
nephew is sick, so I am really concerned about him. I just want him to get better and get
Yes.
healthy. And
We all do.
And he will.
be on the up and up.
Yes.
My attention is on Christmas. Once I start, I can't stop. I'm like in the zone now because now I'm just every Christmas I write out a list of all the people that I plan on buying a gift for, and then once I start crossing off people or writing next to them like what I bought, now my mind is just like, okay, and who else, and can you get this and this and
Just
that.
get it over with.
Yeah, so I'm
Get
trying
it
to get
done.
all that out the way. Shout out to all the payover times.
Ooh, yeah.
And
Shout out to Klarna. Shout out to Afterpay.
That is a thing.
Speaking of which.
And spiritually, I just feel I kind of don't know either. Spiritually, I feel blessed.
That's
For
good.
sure.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know why I was just thinking about this, but like, in listener time, it's December 4th. In real time, yesterday was Black Friday, and I bought 4 pairs of AirPods, like a capitalistic monster.
Wow.
But it was a good sale.
For gifts or for you?
Both. Yeah, not just 4 for me to hoard.
Like you were like, I lose these.
When
all
I
the
lose
time.
these, no, that
Yeah.
would be sickening.
That's not sickening.
But just doing the thing, it's like the whole process. I try not to think about life, like just like the state of the world and stuff. But it's like it's these types of holidays and like Black Friday and stuff in the holiday times. It's such a strange thing to me. There are certain things that kind of like. I feel like my matrix like glitches sometimes where it's like I become too aware of certain things. But the act of ordering, because the limit was 2. So I ordered 2 on Thursday night when I saw the deal. And they got delivered to my house at 8 o'clock that next morning.
Oh.
At 8 o'clock that morning, because I had forgot about it, and somebody was knocking on my door, which is crazy. I was like, what the fuck? It's 8 something in the morning. And shout out to her, though. Shout out to her, because could you imagine if she just left my AirPods, like, in the lobby somewhere? Yeah. But she was committed. She knocked a couple of times, because at first I was scared to answer the door, because I'm like, it's 8? Like, what? And I completely forgot that I ordered. I didn't even think about it. But
anyway. They
anyway.
ordering stuff, bringing stuff to y'all door.
Yeah, she made her way in somehow and knocked on the door, and I'm super grateful that she did. But as soon as it was in my hand, I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, let me see, because I could only get 2 last night. I'm like, let me see if I can get 2 more, or if it's going to be like, nah, bitch, you just did this. But they did let me get 2 more. But in the process of me doing that, I was just like, what a strange, like, I don't know, like, it just be so much real shit going on, and like the way that our society is set up to kind of like individualize us so much. The fact that I could do a thing like that and like not speak to like, aside from me being like, oh damn, thank you for coming all the way up here, like, but like I didn't have to interact with anybody for that thing, and I don't know, something about the holidays and the frenzy of shopping, and now how it's been made so much more convenient, quote unquote. I was talking to my partner earlier. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Just cook with me for a second. But I was talking to my partner earlier about the elimination of the third space. I saw a video about this not too long ago about how a lot of America's towns and cities were centered around these third spaces because people have their homes and they go to work, but there was always, just like on TV shows, there was always a place where people hung out, where community, where they, you know, communed and hung out with people or met up with people, where there was a coffee shop or a library or a bookstore, like everybody, like every
or bar.
But like in the mall used to be that for teenagers. Right. Teenagers don't use the mall the same way that we used to, and it's just becoming more and more siloed on an individual basis, and the world that we live in is supporting it in such an intense way. It's supporting, like, you don't have to leave your house, you don't have to talk to anyone, like, you know. And I'm a person who is grateful for that in the moment, but when I push myself to be amongst people, I'm always like, oh, this is what we're supposed to do. Like, our parents, my mama used to go to a fish fry literally every fucking Friday. They used to be playing cards every weekend. Right. You know, like, it was always another thing outside of just home and work. And I think that created, or I wonder if that created just a better sense of like mental stability for those people. In a way that we're losing, that we have to like fight for. Because, like, we're so tired all the fucking time. We're so tired. I can't believe that we're only in our early 30s, and amongst my peers, that's what I hear day in and day out. So fucking tired. Everything is so fucking draining. And the thought of doing another thing, putting on another outfit, or going to a restaurant or whatever, even though it's good and we want to, the thought of it be so like, oh, if this is canceled, that would be great. I ain't gonna
I
ride.
said that last weekend.
Yeah.
When we went out. I was so exhausted that day, and I was so close. I was just itching to be like, Bree, you know what?
Yep.
Let's reschedule.
And I would have been relieved.
Yeah, but I was
I
like,
cannot
no.
believe you
I
would
would've
have
been
been
relieved.
I was like, no, go. I was like, force yourself, do the things, because like you said, it's like once you get there, now you're
This is
happy that you're
good.
there. But it's like you
Yes.
just have to force yourself over the hump. But I do love the whole convenience of the online shopping when it comes to moments like Christmas.
Yeah.
When it's like when you're buying in such mass quantities,
Yes.
it's so much easier and it is convenient to be able to just scroll online and click things versus having to go in a store and then physically look
sit
and
in a line.
find
People used to
and-
leave Thanksgiving dinner to go get in line.
That was my mama, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But like, I think that it is good and it's great, but I think that it coupled with the fact that we also live in a space where we're not being as communal as humans generally have always been historically.
right,
I think
right.
it's just like, it's a little sad. It's a little like,
But let me say,
What do you have to say?
every Black Friday, I always go to Menards, okay?
Interesting.
Every Black Friday.
Why would you
Because
go
tell
to
me more about
Menards?
saving big money at Menards.
Menards on the
Mama-
Black Friday be having all of the good deals for, especially like if you have like little kids or something that you're buying gifts for, they'll have so many just random ass toys. Like,
Oh, they do sell toys?
like little like
I was about to say cleaning
Jewelry.
supplies.
I'm about to say light fixtures.
no, like little like jewelry and beads or little makeups or dolls.
Just like I bought my
or
daughter a brand new
race
toilet.
cars or even like electronics. Like
Yeah,
I randomly
okay.
because I went in there,
Okay.
I walked past jumper cables that were $5.
Period.
And so I was like,
Needed.
I was like, I'll keep this in the car.
Yeah,
so I
for
bought them.
$5.
But Black Friday at Menards is always a hit. But
Okay,
Hit us
I'll
up,
see you next
Menards.
year,
We'd love to be
Menards.
sponsored
Look, I'll
by
see you
you.
next year, Menards.
yeah, I always
Yeah, we
go
missed
in
it
there.
this year, but
I always
miss
go.
our beat again.
But because they also be having like robes and pajamas and like random things on sale
Interesting.
for like everything be like $5, $4, $6, that type of stuff.
Okay.
But anyways,
I love that.
I found these little, like these little like activity sets where you could like color, draw. It was like stickers, all these things. So they had like a Harry Potter one, a Spider-Man one, a Princess one,
Damn.
and a Gabby's Dollhouse one. So I picked up the Princess one because I be having to do like double time of my Christmas shopping because I have to buy the gifts that are from me and the gifts that are from Santa. So my Menards gifts are usually my Santa gifts.
Yeah.
So I picked up one for my baby, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm standing there considering, do I want to buy another one for my godson? Do you know these two black ladies, while I'm standing there, walked up every single box that was there, they start picking up the stack and putting it in their carts. So let's say it was like 10 Spider-Man ones, they picked up all 10. Like 10 Gabby ones, picked up all 10. 10 Princess ones, picked up all 10. They had like, it was like a stack of watches, like these $5 watches like for kids. They picked up like all 20, threw them in their carts.
Interesting.
And I was standing there.
Oh, they're teachers.
I'm
and
gonna say, I
like-
hope it's for charity.
They're teachers for
I
their
was
classrooms.
standing there. I was like,
Toy
for
drawing.
one, you were the people that was buying up all the toilet paper during when COVID first kicked off. I was like, when the pandemic first started, I'm like, and that annoyed me. But also, it showed me like it made me have that. I don't have to put up with this. Like I can go home and get on my phone because I was so irritated. I was so irritated that sense of urgency during holiday shopping that you feel like you have to make your decisions so fast because people are coming behind
Yeah,
you. You know,
they
people are coming
are
right behind you,
definitely
or
feeling
that.
feeling that urgency of, oh, you got to jump up early in the morning. And then sometimes to do all of that, and then you still not get what you wanted or still not get what you came for. It's
Yeah.
like, oh no. I was like, I don't have time for that. I was like, you lucky
time for that
that this was just me doing extra little stuff and
Right.
not
Getting
me
what
really
somebody
coming
what
out
they
here
wanted.
banking
needing
on
that,
these
yeah.
items. Because I was like, when I say, and then these they came back and got the boxes that they were sitting in, like the empty
They
boxes.
was like, girl, how we gonna carry this?
Literally, they were
came
like,
back.
they had walked off, and then they was like, go get the boxes.
Yeah.
I was like, not you want to clean out the whole shelf.
They
Like,
do. That's what they want to do.
That's interesting.
It was wild.
Well, yeah, I never participated in Black Friday shopping, because
Not for real.
it is zoo-like, and I knew at a very young age that. Well, first of all,
You went that one year with me. That one time.
we went to Orland Mall.
It was crazy.
I also don't like to shop. Period. So
Yeah.
it was very easy for me to be like, oh, I don't ever need to do that. Like, I don't need to do that. But so for people like me too, who don't even like to shop, like, online shopping is super convenient. But I do want to challenge us all to, go the extra mile. I'm not a sleep when you die ass person. I think that that's a ridiculous sentiment that some people have. But I do think that sometimes the compromise of rest is compromising your rest can be worth it if it is to be a part of your community, the people that feed into you, especially if you have positive people in your life. And I know not all of us do. And if you feel like you don't, I implore you to go outside and find you some people, because they out there. But, just do a little bit extra. Last night I had people over and I did not want to. Like, as it was approaching, I literally was like, asked my man, like, are you in the mood to, like, give the energy? Because I don't have any to give. And he was like, yeah, I can do that. And I appreciated that. And I also texted my friend who was on her way, and I was like, hey, if you need high energy from me, I just need you to know up front that you're not going to get it. But I'm happy to have you over still. Like, I just wanted to be like, here's what's up. Like, it's not giving that. And I'm happy that I had the space to do that, but we ended up having a lovely time. It was great. Am I lacking sleep? So much. But it was cool. It was a cool time. Anywho, on to the actual episode that had nothing to do with anything. But thank you for listening. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I want to start this conversation by asking you both first. So, do you know what your apology language is? Like, what is an effective apology to you from someone who has caused you hurt or harm?
Oh, how do I like to be apologized to?
Yes. Because if love language is how do you want people to give you love, apology language is how do you want people to show you that they are remorseful for a thing done to you?
I think that it's different in all spaces. I think for me, I don't know if it's the same in all spaces, or I take that back. I don't know if if it may be the same actually of like what I need in all spaces, but my expectations are different in all spaces, or like what I'll tolerate is different in all spaces. So I think that when it comes to like romantic wise, like a relationship wise, I need my apologies direct, and I need reflection of what the wrongdoing was. I need the acknowledgement of the pain or the hurt or the betrayal, like whatever happened, I need the acknowledgement of that. And then I need the sorry. Like I need it to be talked about. Like I need it to be said out loud. In other spaces, I think with family and friends, I think I require less accountability, actually. I can't even say with friends because I don't really have conflict with my friends. So I don't run into a lot of conflicts where I'm looking for an apology or feeling a way necessarily with my friends. And I think that with my friends, even if I do ever have a moment where I'm kind of feeling slighted, I feel like time always ends up resolving it in some type of way where I end up looking like, you know her. Like, she ain't mean that shit. You know, you just like, and I just like keep it moving. And then like with my family, I think my apology is more about future actions. Like I think when it comes to my family, I need less words and more action. Like I don't really need the big sit down. Like I don't really want the big, let's talk about this. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Like, I don't really want to do that with family. With family,
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think maybe because with family members or people that have repeatedly done things wrong, or you feel like you fall into these kind of situations often, then it's like the words
Don't mean
yeah, like it kind of like, you know, that's kind of like irrelevant. Where you acknowledging that you did wrong is not so much what I need. Like I need to actually see
need to
you
stop, yeah.
being better.
do
So
something
it's like I really the conversation of it all actually is like annoying to me, honestly. Like I would just rather you be like, I tweaked.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
And then,
yeah. You know, and then
about-
moving
yeah, I think-
forward, I just don't want to see it again. You know.
What do you think that means for the quality of your relationships with your family, that you don't need, or you don't have those times where it's like, let's hash it out what happened and like get an apology? Do you experience like a little bit of an erosion of those relationships over time because we never really addressed it, and like it's kind of just keep having it, like, you know, like does it get a little bit like, when you really, really look at it, do you look at any family members like, I don't really fuck with this person? Like, and it's because, like, you do shit that I don't fuck with, but I also don't bring it to you in the same way that I would my partner, so that we can talk about it and get a real apology and repair and blah, blah, blah. Like,
I honestly don't know how to describe it, because it's never a feeling of, I don't really fuck with you, honestly. It's not that type of feeling.
yeah.
But I think that family gets, in my life, I think that my family automatically tends to they just get more chances. They just get more passes, you know. Like friends or like my romantic partners, I would be way more, I think, cutthroat about, like if somebody was repeatedly doing me wrong or repeatedly doing something that I didn't like, being like, okay, I have to end this relationship, or like, I don't like the way this is going. But I think that with family things, it's like, you're going to be here
I was about to say,
anyways,
so is
kinda.
that grace, or is it just like exhaustion? Like there's like, at the end of the day, you're still my cousin. At the end of the day, you're still my brother. Like, is
Yeah.
it that, or is it like, I have grace for this person because you're my brother, or I have grace for this person because they're my da-da-da?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a mix of grace and a little bit of, like, what can you do?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what,
Where you
like,
gonna go?
like what is there to do? But like with
Yeah.
your romantic partner, or like with your friends, it's kind of like,
Yeah, you can get out of
once-
here.
Yeah, and it's
If
like,
it- if it keeps getting
because
crazy.
you are the connection. So if I get rid of you, ain't nobody else about to bring, like bring you around me, like where I still have to repeatedly
yeah.
see you or
Yeah,
deal
for
with you,
sure.
or feel like I'm constantly, I don't know why that's like popped into my head. I know you don't like talking about these people, but it made me think about like the Kardashians with Khloe and Tristan. Like, it's not like when I thought about the whole like Jordan kissing
Woods, yeah.
Tristan thing, it was like everybody was like, oh, like you forgave Tristan, but you didn't forgive Jordan, which I don't know if that is true or not. But the way I saw it in my head was like, but she has to see Tristan every day, or
Right.
she has to deal with him. So it's kind of like, regardless to how I felt about what happened, I was still forced to deal with you. So at some
Regardless.
point, I had to come to some kind of common ground so that I could continue operating in my life as peaceful as possible,
Right.
versus a person that did me wrong and then I could just remove you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any ties to you. Like, there's no
Yeah.
reason why I have to try to work on this or try to like make things better when I could just be like, okay,
Yeah.
like, let's just separate.
Yeah, that's the end of that.
McGee, what's your apology language?
I need accountability, gentleness,
Tell me a little bit. Let's
I like
land there for a second.
tone. I need when it's time to apologize. I do what I want.
so good.
I give what I want. I
Yeah.
give that. When I'm having
Yes.
to apologize, I want that to be the same
The
from
same.
like brought back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let's think logically here. Let's talk about what really happened. I'm talking about friend and romantic too.
Romantic and friend.
And let's just see where we end up.
Yeah.
You know, let's
But
talk
like
about it calmly.
a gentle, humble
yeah.
conversation,
Right.
including accountability.
Was
What about family?
I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
don't know. I don't be talking to them. That's like he was like,
I don't even fuck with him.
I mean, seriously. If
Yeah.
it's not my immediate, then I don't have nothing to do with nobody else, for real.
Word. And your immediate, I feel like, is close knit enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Where, well, I don't want to speak for you, but
No, it is.
I feel like
You're
it's
right.
close knit enough where that works.
Exactly.
You know, where you're not like, you're not yearning
No.
for that familial connection.
Not at all.
me neither.
Because it's a good, it's a good amount of y'all too.
It
As far,
is.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Like on my dad's side, there's so many of us, and we all used to spend so much time together, like family trips, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But when I started growing up and they started acting like they couldn't accept me for who I was, oh, baby, you can go.
period.
I gotta hear from you again, and I don't. So
Yeah.
I don't need an apology either. You just
Right.
who you are.
You
You're
are
just
who
who
you
you
are.
are. So,
Yeah.
but the people I love, I want gentle, I want accountability, I want a solution, and we don't have to, unless hopefully we don't have to come down this road again.
So a solution based, a solution centered, gentle, humble conversation, including accountability. That's
is
really
that terrible?
cool.
Oh, is that terrible?
No,
You
I said
yes. That
no.
bad thing.
No, I like that. I like that. And what do y'all think? Like, I feel like when people say like, and maybe now, and I don't know, not all of our algorithms is the same, but I feel like we have more access to certain things where we hear things more than we used to. But like, I feel like when I think about forgiveness now, there's like so many different fonts, if you
is.
will. So like, what is it
girl.
like for you to be like if we bring somebody up and like you say, I forgave that person, like I forgive that person, like what does that feel like? What is that experience for you?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I do that
Yeah.
often. I'm gonna be real honest. I do not. I've been this since I was a little kid. I am not a very naturally. I am not a forgiving
Tati,
person.
I did it one time. It's over with. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just sitting here talking about me.
Because here's the thing:
No,
people
I get
that
it.
I already view
Yeah.
as kind of like. I'm trying to think, how would I say that? There are certain people that they may have done something wrong, but I didn't need to forgive them in the first place. Like I wasn't holding the grudge necessarily. But like if I do decide that like this person screwed me over or they did something wrong to me, 9 times out of 10 I really do not forgive.
Yeah.
I do not forgive. I move past and it won't affect me. You know, I'm not, it's not like I'm a grudge holder in the sense where the things are weighing me down.
Yeah,
and
you're not
it's-
carrying it.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
exactly.
it's literally like you're just no longer part of my world. Like I can completely just wipe you out, like of my mind.
Yeah.
And like I just keep it going. And also, when I see you, that doesn't mean that I'm also seeing you with like the negative energy of
Animosity.
how I still don't forgive this
Yeah.
person. You know, it's not that either. Like I think my form of forgiveness is just no longer caring about the situation one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like I'm not happy, I'm not sad. Like
It's just
I'm
is
just
what it
neutral
is.
now. Like I'm
glad that you said your form of forgiveness, because I was going to say that does sound like forgiveness, though. Because when I think about forgiveness, I think about setting someone free. Because when you think about relationships, like if someone's in a relationship and their partner cheats on them and they decide to stay and work it out, but the person who got cheated on is constantly reminding you that you cheated on them, that person, the other person who cheated, is like not free. There's no freedom. I have to like watch what I say and watch what I'm gonna
And
walk
you're
on
not free.
eggshells and
Yeah,
like
you're
all
not
of
the
this
one
stuff.
that's doing the constant accusing, you're not freeing your own self. Like
yeah,
you're
but
both
even like for the other person, like the gift in forgiving another person, even though I know like now we like to say forgiveness isn't for the other person, it's for you, that are like whatever. But the gift in forgiving the other person is genuinely setting them free of the weight of the harm that they did. If they are an empathetic person, like if they're are a person who like, oh, I did something bad, I hurt my friend, I hurt my partner, and I hate that I did that. Like when you give them the forgiveness, true forgiveness, it's setting them free of that.
See, that's why
and
I
to an
say
extent, that's what you're doing.
That's why I say I don't think I don't forgive, because this may be my toxic trait. Keep that weight, baby. Like I'm not trying to.
Well,
take
no,
that weight from
but it's
nobody.
not. But it doesn't have to be
Right.
intentional. But the fact
Right.
that the fact that your response is, don't fuck with the fact that you did that. Not gonna communicate with you anymore. Instead of every time we on the phone and be like, girl, I can't believe you did it. Like,
Oh yeah.
making it
Yeah,
making
keep
that
saying it
part
out
of the
loud.
relationship
Right.
instead of accepting that this can't be a relationship anymore, you know?
Yeah. And that is more about
that
me
is a
than
freeing.
it is them.
Yeah, of course.
Like-
But unintentionally,
Yeah.
it's a gift to them as well. What is forgiveness when you say I forgive this person, I forgave this person? What does that experience look and feel like for you, McGee?
I love this guy on TikTok that always does that. Like when he be telling like a little story, like he'd be like, Like, have you seen that? Like, it's like
I don't
this
know.
light-skinned boy. He got like really wavy, pretty hair, but he be like,
Send them to me.
Yeah, please.
Send
I
them
said,
to
yeah,
me.
please. Left
I
TikTok.
don't know. Do I be forgiving out here?
Tell me
can't
more
really tell
about
you.
that. Do you feel like you don't?
I don't really be getting fucked over too much. I
That too.
forgive enough, but when it's just like I hit that final straw, it's like let's just not
Yeah.
speak or see each other ever again. Yeah, I don't know if that's forgiving.
Every person has a breaking point.
that's
for
what I
sure.
said. That's what I was like, I don't know.
But I don't really be getting fucked over, and people just be constantly apologizing.
Well, it's
to
also
me.
like let's not
It don't have to
let's
be
not make it.
tragic.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
it's not like fucked over, but like even
like stepped on your shoe. Oh damn, bitch! I'll never forgive you again. Like,
no, like
That's
even like
little.
little like you share space with people. There are times where like, oh, I was not in the mood for whatever this thing that you brought into the space. Whatever, like you know what I'm saying. Like there are times where we're slighted in small ways, and then especially when you share space with people, there's like almost like a constant forgiving, just because that's what just being human.
Oh.
Over and over again, we're like we're picking at each other's wounds unintentionally. We're stepping on each other's shit unintentionally. And then there's a even if it's not front mind, even if it's not a conscious thing, it's like okay, well, you know, there's a something in you where you know like this person didn't mean that or whatever. Even if it's not a conversation, there's a constant ebb and flow of ushering forgiveness for the people that you share space with and for the people that you're closest to, I think.
I think we just have to acknowledge it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just everything just
Yeah.
has to be acknowledged.
Sorry.
It does.
I will say on like more kind of what you were saying, my form of forgiveness in everyday, more like smaller situations is still a form of I have to be like left alone. Like I have to, if I am really bothered by something someone has done, even in my mind, like I'll kind of know from jump, I have all intentions on letting this go, or I have all intentions on forgiving this person. But while I'm in that process, I have to be left alone. I can't communicate in the meantime. Like I can't still operate the same or whatever. Because to me,
Yeah,
I
I'm not
think
good at that either.
if I try, that may push us into a space of where it'll make the situation bigger than what it was. Like it's kind of like, I'm gonna just be quiet.
Just take some time.
You're right. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
like
gonna do
that
my
too.
own thing, and then when we come back together, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm crying now. Not because of what you said, but because of what I was thinking about while you were talking, which I apologize for not being 100% present while you were just talking. But no, I'm having, and hearing you say and me process that your form of forgiveness is also a gift, even if you don't want it to be that way for them, it's making me wonder, it's making me curious if there are some relationships that I have that are better off not existing because I'm having a hard time being graceful in them, you know, because I don't forgive.
Right.
And I guess there's like, there's a time to wonder, like, because I do beating around the bush. When it comes to your parents, I think that I have something in me feels like you're my parent. Like if I'm suffering at the hands of you, because of you, like this sounds awful, but it's like I also want you to suffer to an extent, you know? And not by way of like, oh, you get something bad happen to you. Like I want you to be in this with me. You know?
Yeah.
And I think because of that, there's like a really hard time existing in just normalcy because I am that's my foundation. My foundation is I'm suffering and how dare you not be, you know? And so unintentionally, even if I'm not doing it on purpose, the way that I say things or what I say, how I respond comes off in ways that are colder, meaner, more defensive than I mean them to be. But it's because I'm standing on the foundation of I am suffering and so should you, you know? And so with that being said, though, because if it's like, okay, regardless of that, if I love this person and my definition of love is an offering of freedom and I want this person to be free, would they not just be better off in an extent if we just didn't have a relationship, you know? And that's difficult. That's a difficult thought.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Do you think the things that you are saying that you view as cold are affecting them?
Yeah, it is. It is. And my response to them being affected to it is even more like it just grows, you know? It's cyclical. It's like you hurt me, I hurt you back. And because you're hurt, I'm even more upset because how dare you? Why don't you have grace for me?
Right.
You know, like why don't you understand why I'm being that way? And instead of this is like my real time thoughts. Like on another level, I can look at it a different way. But my real time thoughts in those moments is like, why are you leading with your ego? You know, and allowing yourself to be prideful when it comes to your kid.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, okay, how do I level with this person that I literally brought on earth, you know? And just be like, hey, what needs to happen? What do you need? What am I not doing? What can happen? What can we do?
Yeah.
And I think that doesn't happen because they feel slighted and then they feel hurt. And then it's like, I go back into the cycle of like, well, you don't give a shit, so why the fuck should I, you know?
Yeah.
When I know that's not the case, I know
No,
it's
of
not
course
like,
not.
oh, they don't care. It's not that. I know that. But it's just a never-ending cycle. And it's kind of like, what would it be like if we just stopped trying, you know?
I think that people that have been in our lives for a long time, like parents or long time partners or friends or whatever, as we evolve as people and as like people change, I think we definitely go through ebbs and flows where the people closest to us have to learn how to like re-love you or to like be there for you because you're changing. And you know, maybe like your requirements or your expectations in the past are no longer what your requirements
or
and your
lack thereof.
expectations are now. I know, you know, when me and you first became friends, you know, like you were just happy to be there. You know, like you were just happy to be around. Like there was no grudges, nothing. It was like, hey, clean slate, we're good. Yeah. You know, but as you do the work on yourself and as you change and like and you realize like, no, I'm not good. You know, I think people have to now, they have to like reassess and like acknowledge like, oh, okay, even though this may feel like out of the blue to me, it's still well warranted. So, okay, let's revisit. Let's see like, what does she need, you know? Yeah. I think that's that is like with like your relationships and stuff. When you're dedicated to wanting them to work.
Right.
You know, you have to just like reassess and say, oh, okay, what I was doing doesn't work anymore. So let's try something new. Let me ask her,
Yeah.
what does she need?
Yeah, 100%. But also though, I think my apology language is effort more than anything. Like showing me that you heard me, that you take what I said seriously, especially if I get to the point where I lay it out, and I'm getting better at doing that more often now the older I get. But before, that cool girl shit had us in the chokehold. It's just like, I'm just not even finna say it. Like, so if I get to the point where I lay it out, because that's why the cool girl existed, right? Because it's like, well, I'm going to just be cool so I can protect myself from the disappointment. Because if I tell you what I need and I still don't get it,
I'll have to kill
then
you.
that's absolute proof that you don't love me or you don't
have to
care
kill
about
you.
me. Like, that's what that feels like. And so if I get to the point where I lay it out for you, the very best thing, and that's anyone. I think that's anyone. And especially I love when I get questioned afterwards. Like, oh, is this a good way to ask? You know what I'm saying? Like if I say something about like how you talk to me, or just, I think a big thing a few years ago, to give credit to my mother, was like I finally exploded, and I was just like, do y'all know, like her and my sister mostly, like, do y'all know that y'all call me sometimes to just start talking?
Right.
Like, don't ask me how I'm doing.
Right.
Like, just start venting and putting your, and like, everybody, and I used to always be so sensitive about the fact that everybody else had someone, as far as like their households. Like at the end of the day, my mama has a husband. At the end of the day, my sister had her girlfriend. Like there was always somebody. Like you dump all of that shit on me on the phone, and so that you can be your best.
Or-
You can exhale and go back to your partner, or go
Right,
back to
right.
whatever. And now I'm by myself,
Right.
carrying the weight of everything that you dumped on me and my
your
own stuff. And it's like, considering that, the least you can do is be like, hey, is this a good time?
Yeah.
And so when I finally did, I mean, at that time I was like, it was a tea kettle at that point. I fucking, I lost it. But the response was more of that. Do you have the space? Do you have the capacity for me to just vent and not, and I don't want a solution. I just need someone to listen. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that you asked me that. Thank you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so like that type of effort I think is really important to me. And I think
I would agree with
I'm
that.
trying to figure out what forgiveness, I think that's the space that I'm in now, where I'm trying to figure out what forgiveness even is for me. Like I just don't.
There it is. Boom.
I don't know what
It's
it is.
true.
I just don't know what it is. And I think, so yeah, I guess that's just like part of the era that I'm in. But as with everything, even though it took me a while, because I was trying to be a party girl and be fun, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. And I knew I was going to cry. But I do think that it's important. One of the things that I appreciate about our platform is that we bring ourselves, and the human experience it's not monolithic, but we are connected. So having this conversation out loud in the way that we do, I know is of benefit to someone somewhere. And I'm super thankful for that. I'm glad that we hold the space for that, even though we've been, getting high and laughing for the past few episodes. Just laughing profusely and being, but that's part of it,
Yeah, all sides.
All of it that's all
That's
of it.
usually how you forget.
Truly, you gotta
Just
get
get
high. Talking about you gotta get high. But yeah, so I appreciate y'all holding space for this conversation.
Of
Any
course.
closing remarks about forgiveness or apologies?
Apologize to that motherfucker that you know you need to be apologizing to.
You the motherfucker.
I want to ask. I don't even know. I mean, it's kind of maybe on target with this conversation a
And
little
then should
bit.
we go to Target after?
Huh?
Ooh, no.
You said you want to go to Target?
And then
I
maybe we
said,
should go to
ooh,
Target.
no.
I love Target. They got
I
some
do
leggings
love-
there that I've been trying to get.
Oh, I bought those leggings. I'm just kidding.
Like, oh my God.
Oh, I bought those leggings. That's crazy.
No details at all.
Oh, I bought those leggings. That's
As
sick.
you guys may or may not know, I'm a podcaster that does not listen to podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not often. Like, I will, but it's
Yeah.
not like a regular thing for me.
Right.
But
Ooh, I
I
know
had
what the
just recently, like, realized that B. Simone's podcast.
I brought that up to Brianna the other day. She didn't know B. Simone had a podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You talking about, yeah.
I would always see like the clips and stuff, especially like on TikTok and all that type of stuff. Like I would always see the clips. I never watched the whole episode, but
I
saw
YouTube.
recently her friend, like they separated.
They're
so
not friends anymore.
They're not friends, like at
Well,
all.
they have. The last thing that I heard was they were going to therapy, as for their friendship, but they stopped the podcast. Megan, Ashley started her own. I'm not sure what I think B. Simone's been focusing more on her like stand up and stuff, but yeah, I listened to the episode where they were just kind of like trying to hash it out, trying to talk it through, and they weren't arguing, but you can tell that there was definitely a lot of tension.
I remember seeing the episode when they were like, where they were talking about how their friendship was going through a transition phase where they weren't really talking that much, or like there was like a little bit of conflict or whatever. But at that time, they were like, but that's fine. You know, that's what friendships do. Da, 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 da.
I saved it because I was just listening to it. I can send it to you, but yeah, they were trying to resurface conversations that they were having, and they just weren't seeing eye to eye. And I think it was B. Simone that kind of wanted to like separate, and Megan is just like she didn't really understand, and she wanted B. Simone wanted more of a business relationship, because they would only do the podcast together and not speak after that.
But they were like best friends before the podcast.
They were friends for years, long-term friends. So it's really sad.
Aw. Yeah. I was just wondering about that.
I was wondering about that too.
I saw it.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. I had an idea for the next episode, and I was like, I have to write it down, or I'm gonna forget.
I love that.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate, literally, just being able to be all these different versions of myself. Like, that is something that I'm sure in my 40s and 50s and 60s, I'm just going to be thankful for the fact that no matter how long this goes, or no matter when this ends, like, we have like pivotal years documented of us just growing and, just becoming. And that is like so valuable to me. Just to be able to be older and look back and be like, wow, that's what I was going through at 27. Like, that's what I was thinking about at 31.
At 32.
How old am I?
I am. Yeah, you're 31.
I'm 31?
You're 32.
No.
You're 31.
I'm 31?
You're 31. Congrats.
I'm not 30.
I'm 32.
I'm 32.
Because I'm
we
32.
are 32.
Yes.
I'm 31.
We
I
are
was about to say
turning-
33 on my mouth.
We are turning 33 next year.
So
You are turning 32 next year.
I'll be 32 in a few months. Okay, got
Just
it.
to update
Look,
everyone.
got it.
Everyone on the timelines. We are 1 year older than
me.
Brianna.
Than me.
Yeah, all
I'm the
different,
baby.
These different versions of ourselves, it has been kicking my ass. I'm struggling a little bit. With
Yeah.
the
Not
different
yourself
versions.
just been being your ass.
No, it is.
I really have to
transitional
get back
phases.
to basics. I feel like
Yeah.
I have to get back to prioritizing presence. We're gonna talk about it in the next episode. Actually,
Oh, here we go.
No,
See y'all
so
next week.
buckle up. I was talking about, so buckle up, bitches. The next 2 weeks we're getting serious. Fuck is you talking? Well, not next 2 weeks, but this one and the next one. But yeah, please continue to do all the things. That
Oh,
you
wait,
know.
happy birthday, Jay-Z.
Oh, happy.
Yes.
Happy birthday to all the Sag.
Yeah, happy
My
birthday
dad's birthday's
to.
coming up.
Yes.
My dad's birthday is the same day as his dad.
Sure.
Shout out to my
is.
man in podcast recording time. His birthday's on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have some fun. Love you, babe. Cool. Yes, please continue to do all the things that you've always done. Follow us where we can be followed. You can follow us at Away with Words, the podcast, on TikTok and on Instagram. You can follow us there. You can follow us there. Follow me there at Bree.stories and at Bree_stories on Twitter. You can follow at Tati on Instagram and at Hey Tati on Twitter. And while you're at it, you might as well make sure that you're following at MJM Kid and at Moments_Stu, because you just should. All the good stuff is there. And also, it's the holiday season. It's not too late to get your cute pics. If you got that new bag, I got a friend. Shout out to you, friend, in a new relationship. You made it to holiday season. You made it to matching pajama seasons, bitch. Get your pictures taken, bitch, and get them done with a professional. Your bae, your kids. You know, get some good pictures taken. Make sure that you hit up Moments Stu. And also, when Moments Stu is booked up, we got Please Be Easy, who is also a beast with it behind the camera. So make sure you're following at Please Be Easy, because Please Be Easy. We love y'all so much. We're going to talk to y'all super soon. Happy holidays. Keep your head up. You got this. We love you. And everybody say bye.
Bye.